Good day everyone, and we are the Group 9. The project rationale in choosing ONEDA X Sustainable Urban Infrastructure Development or SUID Master Plan for Metropolitan Cagayan de Oro identifies key issues and focuses on walkable and flood-resilient infrastructure. It aims to guide metropolitanization by enhancing connectivity and transportation while minimizing flood vulnerability and addressing urban service gaps. These project rationales are addressing connectivity and transportation deficiencies and mitigating flood vulnerability. This proposed project aims to enhance walkability, connectivity, and flood resiliency, ultimately reducing vulnerabilities. This initiative aligns with the city's objective of becoming a more livable and progressive metropolitan area by addressing key priorities from regional development plans. Addressing connectivity and transportation deficiencies. Claro M. Recto Avenue, the Cagayan de Oro's main road, lacks bikes lanes and has poor sidewalks, forcing pedestrians to walk near traffic and discouraging non-motorized transportations. The project aims to enhance safety and organization by providing dedicated facilities for bicycles and pedestrians, addressing the city's urgent need for improved transportation services. Mitigating flood vulnerability. The project site in Cagayan de Oro is highly flood-prone during the heavy rainfall. The SUID paper advocates for addressing this vulnerability through design. Proposed solutions include the installation of bioswales and planting strips, which aim to enhance green infrastructure, managing the stormwater runoff, filtering pollutants, and to mitigate localized flooding. Related studies and literature is highlighted by numerous studies and documented urban issues specific to Cagayan de Oro City, such as the chronic flooding vulnerability and deficient urban walkability and traffic safety. These issues highlighted the necessity for integrating planning to align projects with National Development Plan NDP 2023 to 2028, focusing on creating disaster resilient and sustainable communities in response to safety risks from inadequate connectivity and climate-induced flooding. Chronic flood vulnerability in Cagayan de Oro City emphasizes the city's substantial risk to climate change and environmental threats, particularly after Typhoon Sendong in 2011. Approximately 74,399 individuals are at risk of flooding across 59 barangays, prompting the government's Flood Risk Management Project (FRIMP) to enhance flood mitigation through flood walls, improve river channels, and early warning systems. Deficient urban walkability and traffic safety are critical concerns, especially on Claro M. Recto Avenue, where missing infrastructure creates dangerous conditions for pedestrians and cyclists. The city's heavy reliance on concrete and lack of green spaces exacerbate heat stress, indicating a need for more sustainable urban design that incorporates greenery and bioretention systems.
For the chapter 2, we'll tackle about the synthesis. The first part, the SWOT analysis. So for the strengths or the strategic location, commercial hub, address flood vulnerability, improve connectivity, and potential for enhanced public spaces. In terms of strategic location, CM Recto Lapasan is a high traffic area, making improvements highly visible and impactful. In terms of commercial hub, strengthening infrastructure supports local businesses and attracts new investments in the area. In terms of addressing the vulnerability of floods, Lapasan is known to be prone to flooding, making flood resilience measuring particular is crucial. So most of us students and teachers experiences this during like maskin light rain lang, magbaha na gid siya dayon, especially sunod sa USTP. Then, enhancing pedestrian and transportation infrastructure can better connect Lapasan with other parts of the city. Then, lastly, creation of attractive and functional public spaces can significantly improve the overall quality. For its opportunities, green infrastructure solutions, or the implementation of these, such as biosphere permeable pavements, can significantly enhance flood resilience and improve the urban environment. The second one is improve public transportation. We're integrating the project with public transportation, roads, and facilities can encourage sustainable and transportation. And creation of pedestrian-friendly zones. Developing pedestrian-only zones can enhance walkability and create a vibrant public spaces. For the weaknesses, high traffic congestion. Lapasan, CM Claro Recto Avenue experiences heavy traffic as major city highway, limiting pedestrian movement and walkability. This project can also, if it will be implemented, this project will temporarily cause as well traffic during construction. Existing drainage issues, the site faces drainage problem that increase flood risk and required improved water management solutions. The last one, for the threats, flash floods. The area's vulnerability to flash flood poses a significant challenge to the long-term effectiveness of flood resilience measures. And the climate change impacts is more frequent and intense rainfall events could overwhelm the desired flood resilience measures. So for the problem synthesis for the proposed project is integrated, walkable, and flood-resilient urban corridor development along CM Recto, Lapasan, Cagayan de Oro, where it aims to transform the Lapasan corridor into safer, greener, and more connected urban spine by integrating walkability improvements and climate-adaptive infrastructure, where key components include enhanced drainage system, permeable pavements, bioswales, widened and shaded sidewalks, safe pedestrian crossings, green public spaces, and improved multimodal transport facilities. The project seeks to create resilient and inclusive urban environment that supports mobility, public safety, and local organic economic mobility. For the project selection process, the project was selected through an assessment. For the project selection process, the project was selected through an assessment of existing site issues and a SWOT analysis. CM Recto Lapasan faces persistent traffic congestion, inadequate pedestrian infrastructure, and recurring flooding problems that significantly affect daily mobility and public safety. The SWOT findings highlighted the corridor's strategic location and commercial importance, where it's are the strengths, existing drainage and traffic issues for the weaknesses, and opportunities for green and pedestrian focused development, and the threats from flash floods and the climate change. Given these factors, an integrated approach addressing both mobility and flood resilience was identified as the most effective solution. This led to the choice of holistic corridor development project that maximizes the site's potential while mitigating current and future urban challenges. For project filtering, filter 1 and 2. For the filter 1, strategic merit and synergic fit. So the proposed integrated walkable and flood resilient urban corridor along CM Recto Lapasan aligns strongly with the strategic objectives outlined in SUID for Metropolitan Cagayan de Oro. It directly addresses critical urban challenges, which are the traffic congestion, limited walkability, and recurring flooding, which are projected to intensify with metropolitan expansion by improving mobility, enhancing climate resilience, and upgrading public spaces. The project supports the SUID's vision of sustainable, connected, and disaster-resilient metropolitan core. Filter 2. The compliance with relevant criteria. The project meets more than 3 of Filter 2. The compliance with relevant criteria. The project meets more than 3 of the required criteria. The first one is the relevance. So, the proposed development responds to key issues in CM Recto-Lapasan, including heavy congestion, unsafe pedestrian condition, inadequate drainage, and the lack of climate-adaptive open spaces. Its relevance is high as it addresses priority urban concerns affecting mobility, safety, and quality of life. For the second part is the involvement of multiple LGUs. Implementation involves coordination between the Cagayan de Oro City LGU, Barangay Lapasan, and Busa, and provincial and regional agencies responsible for transport system, river basin management, and the infrastructure. This ensures multi-LGU collaboration throughout planning and execution. The third one is integrating of disaster risk reduction (DRR). Core values such as bioswales, permeable pavement, upgraded drainage, and water-sensitive urban design embed DRR principle into the project. These measures reduce vulnerability to flash floods and enhance resilience against future climate impacts. Support for convergence. The project fosters convergence among LGUs, national agencies, and private sector stakeholders by prioritizing shared goals such as sustainable mobility, climate-adaptive infrastructure, and improved commercial activity, where it strengthens unified urban development standards across the metropolitan area. It also aligns or supports the SDG 11, sustainable cities and communities through the creation of safe public spaces, sustainable and inclusive transport systems, reduce environmental impacts via green infrastructure and urban planning that prioritizes climate and disaster resilience. For the second part is the involvement of multiple LGUs. Implementation involves coordination between the Cagayan de Oro City LGU, Barangay Lapasan, and Busa, and provincial and regional agencies responsible for transport system, river basin management, and the infrastructure. This ensures multi-LGU collaboration throughout planning and execution. The third one is integrating of disaster risk reduction (DRR). Core values such as bioswales, permeable pavement, upgraded drainage, and water-sensitive urban design embed DRR principle into the project. These measures reduce vulnerability to flash floods and enhance resilience against future climate impacts. Support for convergence. The project fosters convergence among LGUs, national agencies, and private sector stakeholders by prioritizing shared goals such as sustainable mobility, climate-adaptive infrastructure, and improved commercial activity, where it strengthens unified urban development standards across the metropolitan area. It also aligns or supports the SDG 11, sustainable cities and communities through the creation of safe public spaces, sustainable and inclusive transport systems, reduce environmental impacts via green infrastructure and urban planning that prioritizes climate and disaster resilience.
Claro M. Recto Avenue is one of Cagayan de Oro's busiest roads, but today it faces challenges that affect safety, comfort, and mobility. This project envisions transforming the avenue into a safer and more people-friendly space. Proper sidewalks will be added, giving pedestrians a secure place to walk without risk. Dedicated bike lanes will create a protected, accessible route for cyclists. Green planting strips with bioretention swales will bring more trees and help reduce flooding, which is one of the area's major concerns. With these improvements, the avenue becomes more organized, more comfortable, and easier for everyone to use. Ultimately, this project supports Cagayan de Oro's vision of becoming a walkable, bike-friendly, and flood-resilient city, a metro that's ready for the future. Caro M. Recto Avenue is one of Cagayan de Oro City's main roads. It runs right alongside the project site and serves as a major corridor filled with pedestrian activity, commercial areas, and heavy traffic. Despite its importance, the avenue lacks proper sidewalks and bike lanes. People are often forced to walk close to moving vehicles, creating safety risks for both pedestrians and cyclists. The area is also prone to flooding during periods of heavy rain, disrupting mobility and putting the community at risk. Because of these challenges, the site presents a clear opportunity for improvement. It's a chance to create a safer, more organized, and environmental-friendly space for everyone, especially pedestrians and cyclists. Now, for the site conditions, as observed in the first picture shown, the highway is heavily occupied by vehicles, leaving little space for pedestrians. Existing sidewalks are often used by motorcycles as informal parking, which forces people to walk close to traffic. This shows a clear lack of proper pedestrian infrastructure and safety. Now for the second picture is the road from Lemketka Gateway to SM. There is a sidewalk but it is too narrow for the high number of daily pedestrians. During busy hours, the walkway becomes crowded, pushing people toward the road. A wider sidewalk is needed to ensure safer and more comfortable movement. Now the road near Ayala Mall Centrio, which is shown on the third picture, there is no sidewalk at all, only the road and its shoulder lane. Pedestrians are forced to walk beside fast-moving vehicles, creating serious safety risk. A proper sidewalk is essential in this busy commercial area to support safe and efficient foot traffic. Now for the site conditions, as observed in the first picture shown, the highway is heavily occupied by vehicles, leaving little space for pedestrians. Existing sidewalks are often used by motorcycles as informal parking, which forces people to walk close to traffic. This shows a clear lack of proper pedestrian infrastructure and safety. Now for the second picture is the road from Lemketka Gateway to SM. There is a sidewalk but it is too narrow for the high number of daily pedestrians. During busy hours, the walkway becomes crowded, pushing people toward the road. A wider sidewalk is needed to ensure safer and more comfortable movement. Now the road near Ayala Mall Centrio, which is shown on the third picture, there is no sidewalk at all, only the road and its shoulder lane. Pedestrians are forced to walk beside fast-moving vehicles, creating serious safety risk. A proper sidewalk is essential in this busy commercial area to support safe and efficient foot traffic. Now let me present to you the design features of our proposed redesigned highway. First is we have the street light for sidewalks. This provides illumination along sidewalks to keep pedestrians safe and visible at night. Next is we have the street light for main road. This enhances driver visibility and reduces accidents by lighting the roadway and highlighting lanes, obstacles, cyclists, and pedestrians. Now we have the 3-lane road, which is a main roadway with 3 traffic lanes that support smooth vehicle flow and provides enough width for safe movement and emergency access. Next, we have the median strip. This separates opposing traffic lanes to prevent collisions and reduce headlight glare, while offering space for plants or barriers. Then we have the bike lane, a dedicated lane that ensures safe, organized travel for cyclists and promotes sustainable transportation. And of course, we have the sidewalk. This is a protected pedestrian path separated from vehicles to improve walkability and safety. We also have the planting strips or bioswale, which is a green area that captures and filters stormwater while adding greenery, improving air quality, and supporting biodiversity. We also have features for the bioretention swale. First is that we have the mulch, a soil covering that helps retain moisture, control temperature, and suppress weeds in planting areas. Then we have the bioretention soil, a specialized soil that filters rainwater and reduces runoff, preventing pollutants from entering drainage systems. We also have the gravel, which supports drainage and prevents erosion beneath the bioretention soil. We also have the perforated pipe, which is an underground pipe that redirects filtered water from biospills into the stormwater system. And last but not the least of our design feature is the street channel, a lined channel along the curb that directs rainwater to prevent flooding and improve stormwater management.
UN SDG goals this project solves. The project contributes to multiple global goals by enhancing transportation, safety, and community spaces. Each goal reflects significant benefits such as creating safer streets, improving infrastructure, and promoting climate-friendly initiatives. Key aspects to the project highlight its role in improving daily travel, strengthening structural integrity, safeguarding communities from floods, and promoting healthier lifestyles. Overall, the project advocates for safer communities, more resilient systems, environmental stewardships, and improved well-being for all individuals. So it identified problems this solves. This project solves specific problems based on the priorities listed in the SUID Master Plan for Metro Cagayan de Oro. Vulnerability reduction, flood control, help reduce flood problems. It talks about using plants, soil features, and surfaces that let water pass through so rainwater is kept while it falls. This helps stop streets from flooding and reduces pressure on the city's drainage. Next, connectivity and transportation help fix transport and movement problems. It focuses on giving people safer and better spaces to walk and move around. By setting aside clear areas for walking and cycling, the project makes travel easier for everyone, including people with disabilities. Sustainability and livability contributions. The project strengthens both sustainability and livability by reducing pollution, improving safety, supporting economic growth, and creating better public spaces for everyone. On this table, it explains the key benefits of the project brings to the city, from cleaner air and reduced flooding to safer streets, healthier movement, and more welcoming public areas. This overview shows how the project supports a greener, safer, and more people-friendly urban core by addressing environmental needs, economic resilience, public health, and overall city comfort.